Hey, welcome back. It's Canadian Crispy Bacon, and welcome to my channel once again. And as promised, we are here with part two of my the new Porsche DLC that's come out. Today we're running the this time around the Cayman, the GT4 Club Sport. This is going to be a little interesting. I'm going to talk about the car, but also I'm going to talk about my recent experience in with the Assetto Corsa, the official form, and how I'll just call them pig vomit. Yeah, that's kind of a Howard Stern knockoff, but that's the best way I can kind of describe this person. Um, they're kind of up there in the Assetto Corsa developer, whoever, whatever their title is, and I'll just talk a little bit about my treatment there. Big vomit. Okay, so let's get started with this. But actually, before I do, I'm going to talk a little bit about um, Game On. Again, this guy, DIY, do it yourself. This guy does some great mods. He does some great steering mods for your steering wheel. He does some great button boxes, and also he gets into brake mods like handbrake mods, or actually hydraulic, which is pretty cool. And again, I'll put a link in my description so you can click on it and hopefully go there and get some really neat stuff. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about this. Let's get this going right now. Now, this lap here, I'm not using any traction control or anything like that. This is great car, great car. This thing you can really slide around. It has a lot of grip. Can't really change out the tires. You're running hard slicks. And quite frankly, with little setup changes, which I will get into, I'll show you my setup on this. I can have a fun run with this. This car will actually probably be a lot of fun in a lot of different tracks, but today we're on Green Hell. Now, let's talk a little bit about my experience. So, there's been some, delays with all this stuff. There's been some recent changes that the new update that has affected the wheel and the setup of your buttons on that. I decided to take those issues to the form itself, and I was treated really horribly. And I don't understand. We're talking about maybe the setting up the private servers and all that, and I was hearing stuff about actual costs that might be involved. And I was attacked. I was attacked. God forbid that I say something that may not be, sit well with them and show their brand in a positive light, I guess. The criticism or whatever, and it was very light criticism and questions being asked, and I thought a fairly respectful manner, and they decided to attack me, and actually one of the mods of the staff members, which is actually one of the developers, decided to call me names. Use it really not very professional. I mean, we're their customers. We're going to be frustrated. We're not going to be happy with things, but I didn't use any profanity. I didn't use anything like that. And Pig Vomit just decided to ban me. I couldn't friggin' believe it. Now, I did have a response after being called names and having the pack of dogs that decided to come in and swoop in and see me as dinner. So I responded to that. I didn't use any profanity or anything. I just said, well, that's kind of ridiculous. They use things like Rocket League for the DLC and how much, it's not a lot of money and all that sort of stuff. I had a differing opinion. I just thought this DLC was expensive if you were to buy a la carte, and I gave my opinion on it. And for it, I was attacked. I couldn't believe it, how much they attacked me and decided to ban me. So anyway, and this is up the upper echelons of Pig Vomit, and I'm really not happy with that. And to be honest with you, I got a kind of flashback of the Ian Bell and Project Cars days, where their lead developers would come in there and they would attack anybody that would dare question what they were doing, or you would bring up issues. Like on this car, there's actually camber issues, and camber issues that go back to the BMW content. Day one problems. Not to mention with the steering wheel and the button layout now that they have, and it actually defaults on the T300. It defaults the car where you switch your views, it defaults to your R3, which is your share button. So I brought up those issues and was quite wrongfully attacked, in my humble opinion. But here we are. Let's get back to this car. I don't want to talk too much about that because this is a great car and a lot of fun. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun as in our leagues, different events, maybe even time trials, or even have some one-off races, one make races with these cars. You can really take this car to the outer edges, and it doesn't mind it at all. I mean, you have to be wary of the track limits, of course, which tries to push it there, pushing the envelope there. Now, I'm running in the just over the 7.5 minute mark with this car so far, and with a little bit of practice and time, I think I can get that down a little bit. I love it. Really love it. Had a great time with it, and decided to put this video up for you so you guys can see a little bit about it. Did a really good job of it. Too bad Big Vomit and the rest of their crew in there are so mean to people when they're on their forums and they're asking questions. But let's go to the inside of the car. Handles really quite nice. The interior is very beautiful, very well detailed. I love this car, actually. The more I drive it, the more I like it. Now I'll get into a bit of our setup at the very end of the video, and so you can see what I'm kind of doing there with it. Hopefully it'll help you when you take this thing around here in hell. I like Assetto Corsa, I really do, and I'll point out good things about it, and I'll point out the bad things about it that I feel anyway. And it's really disturbing that they can't take a little bit of criticism, especially, we're customers here. And they're supposed to be the professional ones there with the attitude of, trying to make the customer happy. And, to be honest with you, their console version of this has been kind of failing. Like, they just don't have bringing to the table. Like, even 6 weeks. This is 6 weeks past the PC release. And that's just really not acceptable. Thing I found really hard to do with the hard tires is keeping the tires warm on this, and you'll see I'm going to bring down my tire pressures quite a bit. But you can play with that and see what you think. We're getting hot towards the end, but maybe I brought them down a little too far, but I think it'll be okay. You really got to push them to keep them warm. You're pushing around 165 miles an hour coming down towards the end of that stretch. Here I am, I'm coming in pretty hot. And there we are across the line. Beautiful car, a lot of fun. I hope you guys have a lot of fun with it too. Okay, so let's go to the setup. I can give it to you here. Oops, wrong one. Sorry. Go to the pits. Okay, go to the pits to do that. I forgot. Okay, so also just keep in mind too that there's a difference between the temperatures you're going to see on track with the new analytics and what you actually see in the pits. I don't know why that is. Maybe if somebody finds out, they can let me know in the comment section. I'm running my brake bias at around 68. Fuel, now I am a little heavy with my fuel. Running the slick hards, of course, and that's just the way it is. Now see, look at that, brought the tire pressures down 18, sorry, 1918, 1918. I can play around with that a little bit. Camber is 3 in the front, so I think I brought that down a little bit, 2, 2. And see, look at the right rear, 0. You can't really do anything with that. I mean, what are you going to do? 1, and then 0. So this has been something that has been day one issue. Nobody seems to want to fix it, and I have no idea why. You notice, if you have noticed them, you'd see them in the 1M, you see them in the M4, all that in the BMW models, and now it is transferred over into the Porsche DLC. Let's see, so you can actually see the rest of my setup there for right now. I think I even added maybe a little more sway in the front, although I am not 100% on that now, in my recollection. But that's about all you can really do with it. You can't really do a lot more with the setup. It'd be nice if they actually change out your tire selection. For whatever reason, they decided not to allow that for us. And I hope that helps. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comment box. Definitely, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit the like button. And I don't know how long this is going to stay up. Pig vomit, that's all I can say. Pig vomit. Man, crazy stuff. Anyway, never been treated that way in my entire life over something like that. Something very silly. You guys take care and wait till the next video. I'll have them out, hopefully another one, maybe even this weekend. We'll try something a little more crazier. Maybe get into that 917 or maybe that Moby Dick. See you guys. Bye.